Games Workshop has changed their corporate logo, and boy, oh boy, we are a fickle bunch, are we not? If we go back a bit to when everything was called Games Workshop, I get it. The red and yellow logo, the cottage industry ethos, the musty aroma of middle-aged men working their fingers to the bone in a dank back room, sealing mail order envelopes and hand-pressing copies of White Dwarf for 500 subscribers to read. But Games Workshop has come a long way since then. I get the outrage. I do, honestly. I understand the frustration when us hobbyists see our beloved Games Workshop rebranding. We had a collective moment of frustration or confusion when we went through that whole like, we're just calling it Warhammer now phase. And it smarted, but we seem to have just about got over that one. Last month's bombshell though, was it even last month? Is this new logo for the corporate side of things. Having separated their retail stores and the office stuff, it's to be expected. And this might be a hot take, but I don't think it's that bad. This is not a new logo for the stores, the main website, the retail stuff, the boxes of miniatures or anything like that. This is for the careers page, the building cleaning contracts, the investor relations, the corporate stuff. And actually I lied, it is on the boxes, but I put money on the fact, and let me get one, it's right down, just down there at the bottom, yeah? It's tiny, it's inconsequential. So it's not even an easy logo to find at the moment. And with that context, I think it's inoffensive. It's not blowing my mind, like it's not anything beyond a relatively bland redesign with an inoffensive typeface and very little else. There's no points for creativity, but in a way, it doesn't need that. And I think as passionate hobbyists, we are very quick to anger when something changes. I think we're frightened of anything changing because actually, historically, when things have changed, it's not always been a good thing. Warhammer website, anyone? But I also think we're fooling ourselves here. We've collectively found a very bizarre duality. On one hand, we're convinced that Games Workshop is a big, bad, evil corporation which has made loads of money off massive profit margins on manufactured plastic and abysmal wages. On the other hand, we're outraged when the company does anything to dispel the myth that they're still just a bunch of folk who could be your dad's mates, working in a back room somewhere, snacking on lead-flecked pies, painting janky hand-sculpted miniatures and talking about Dungeons and Dragons. And we can't have it both ways. I get that we want Warhammer to be what it used to be, and we're all frustrated, and I don't want you to think that I'm defending the company here. I'm not. I'm just saying, why are we trying to convince ourselves that they are on our side? Why is it that we think they want to retain this cottage industry look and feel when they're clearly not that anymore? They're a giant multinational company now making a fuck ton of money, and I don't think that we should be surprised when they act like that. I'm not saying whether they should or not, I'm just saying let's stop pretending like it was back when they were a tiny little small mail order business. So with all of that in mind, the new logo that they've quietly rolled out for their corporate affairs, I don't think it's that bad. Let's all take a beat, and instead of jumping to anger when something changes, let's just let it roll off our backs. I don't really care whether they've changed their logo or not, but I do care how much negativity we're putting into our hobby. And I think if we can dial that down a bit, maybe we'd all just be happier, cracking on, and painting some miniatures. I mean, maybe not.